Surah 36, Yasin, 83 verses. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Yasin, I swear by the Qur'an, full of wisdom. Most surely, you are one of the apostles, on a right way, a revelation of the Mighty, the Merciful, that you may warn a people whose fathers were not warned, so they are heedless. Certainly, the word has proved true of most of them, so they do not believe. Surely, we have placed chains on their necks, and these reach up to their chins, so they have their heads raised aloft. And we have made before them a barrier and a barrier behind them. Then we have covered them over so that they do not see. And it is alike to them whether you warn them or warn them not. They do not believe. You can only warn him who follows the reminder and fears the beneficent God in secret. So announce to him forgiveness and an honorable reward. Surely we give life to the dead, and we write down what they have sent before and their footprints, and we have recorded everything in a clear writing, and set out to them an example of the people of the town when the messengers came to it. When we sent them to, they rejected both of them. Then we strengthened them with a third. So they said, surely we are messengers to you. They said, you are not but mortals like ourselves, nor has the beneficent God revealed anything. You only lie. They said, our Lord knows that we are most surely messengers to you, and nothing devolves on us but a clear deliverance of the message. They said, surely we augur evil from you. If you do not desist, we will certainly stone you, and there shall certainly afflict you a painful chastisement from us. They said, your evil fortune is with you. What? If you are reminded? Nay, you are an extravagant people. And from the remote part of the city there came a man running. He said, O my people, follow the messengers. Follow him who does not ask you for reward, and they are the followers of the right course. And what reason have I that I should not serve him who brought me into existence, and to him you shall be brought back? What? Shall I take besides him gods whose intercession, if the beneficent God should desire to afflict me with a harm, shall not avail me aught, nor shall they be able to deliver me? In that case, I shall most surely be in clear error. Surely I believe in your Lord, therefore hear me. It was said, enter the garden. He said, oh, would that my people had known of that on account of which my Lord has forgiven me and made me of the honored ones. And we did not send down upon his people after him any hosts from heaven, nor do we ever send down. It was not but a single cry, and lo, they were still. Alas for the servants, there comes not to them an apostle, but they mock at him. Do they not consider how many of the generations have we destroyed before them, because they do not turn to them? And all of them shall surely be brought before us. And a sign to them is the dead earth. We give life to it and bring forth from it grain, so they eat of it. And we make therein gardens of palms and grapevines, and we make springs to flow forth in it, that they may eat of the fruit thereof, and their hands did not make it. Will they not then be grateful? Glory be to him who created pairs of all things, of what the earth grows, and of their kind, and of what they do not know. And a sign to them is the night. We draw forth from it the day, then lo, they are in the dark. And the sun runs on to a term appointed for it. That is the ordinance of the mighty, the knowing. And as for the moon, we have ordained for it stages till it becomes again as an old dry palm branch. Neither is it allowable to the sun that it should overtake the moon, nor can the night outstrip the day, and all float on in a sphere. And a sign to them is that we bear their offspring in the laden ship, and we have created for them the like of it, what they will ride on. And if we please, we can drown them, then there shall be no succorer for them, nor shall they be rescued. But by mercy from us, and for enjoyment till a time. And when it is said to them, guard against what is before you and what is behind you, that mercy may be had on you. And there comes not to them a communication of the communications of their Lord, but they turn aside from it. And when it is said to them, spend out of what Allah has given you, those who disbelieve say to those who believe, shall we feed him whom if Allah pleased, he could feed? You are in naught but clear error. And they say, when will this threat come to pass, if you are truthful? They wait not for aught but a single cry which will overtake them, while they yet contend with one another. So they shall not be able to make a bequest, nor shall they return to their families. And the trumpet shall be blown, when lo, from their graves they shall hasten on to their Lord. They shall say, O woe to us! Who has raised us up from our sleeping place? This is what the beneficent God promised, and the apostles told the truth. There would be not but a single cry, when lo, they shall all be brought before us. So this day no soul shall be dealt with unjustly in the least, and you shall not be rewarded aught but that which you did. Surely the dwellers of the garden shall on that day be in an occupation quite happy. They and their wives shall be in shades, reclining on raised couches. They shall have fruits therein, and they shall have whatever they desire. Peace, a word from a merciful Lord. And get aside today, O guilty ones. Did I not charge you, O children of Adam, that you should not serve the shaitan? Surely he is your open enemy. And that you should serve me. This is the right way. And certainly He led astray numerous people from among you. What? Could you not then understand? This is the hell with which you were threatened. Enter into it this day because you disbelieve. On that day, we will set a seal upon their mouths, and their hands shall speak to us, and their feet shall bear witness of what they earned. And if we please, we would certainly put out their eyes. Then they would run about groping for the way. But how should they see? And if we please, we would surely transform them in their place. Then they would not be able to go on, nor will they return. And whomsoever we cause to live long, we reduce him to an abject state in constitution. Do they not then understand? And we have not taught him poetry, nor is it meet for him. It is nothing but a reminder and a plain Qur'an, that it may warn him who would have life, and that the word may prove true against the unbelievers. Do they not see that we have created cattle for them out of what our hands have wrought, so they are their masters? And we have subjected them to them, so some of them they have to ride upon, and some of them they eat. And therein they have advantages and drinks. Will they not then be grateful? And they have taken gods besides Allah, that they may be helped. But they shall not be able to assist them, and they shall be a host brought up before them. Therefore, let not their speech grieve you. Surely we know what they do in secret and what they do openly. Does not man see that we have created him from the small seed? Then lo, he is an open disputant. And he strikes out a likeness for us and forgets his own creation. Says he, who will give life to the bones when they are rotten? Say, he will give life to them who brought them into existence at first, and he is cognizant of all creation. He who has made for you the fire to burn from the green tree, so that with it you kindle fire. Is not he who created the heavens and the earth able to create the like of them? Yea, and he is the creator of all, the knower. His command, when he intends anything, is only to say to it, be, so it is. Therefore, glory be to him in whose hand is the kingdom of all things, and to him you shall be brought back. Surah 55, the Beneficent, ar-Rahman. 78 verses. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. The Beneficent God taught the Qur'an. He created man, taught him the mode of expression. The sun and the moon follow a reckoning, and the herbs and the trees do adore him. And the heaven, he raised it high, and he made the balance, that you may not be inordinate in respect of the measure. And keep up the balance with equity, and do not make the measure deficient. And the earth, he has set it for living creatures. Therein is fruit and palms having sheathed clusters, and the grain with its husk and fragrance. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? He created man from dry clay like earthen vessels, and he created the jinn of a flame of fire. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Lord of the East and Lord of the West. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? He has made the two seas to flow freely, so that they meet together. Between them is a barrier which they cannot pass. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? There come forth from them pearls, both large and small. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? And his are the ships, reared aloft in the sea like mountains. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Every one on it must pass away, and there will endure forever the person of your Lord, the Lord of glory and honor. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? All those who are in the heavens and the earth ask of him. Every moment he is in a state of glory. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Soon will we apply ourselves to you, O you two armies. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? O assembly of the jinn and the men, if you are able to pass through the regions of the heavens and the earth, then pass through. You cannot pass through but with authority. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? The flames of fire and smoke will be sent on you too. Then you will not be able to defend yourselves. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? And when the heaven is rent asunder, and then becomes red like red hide, which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? So on that day, neither man nor jinni shall be asked about his sin. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? The guilty shall be recognized by their marks, so they shall be seized by the forelocks and the feet. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? This is the hell which the guilty called a lie. Round about shall they go, between it and hot boiling water. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? And for him who fears to stand before his Lord are two gardens. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Having in them various kinds. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? In both of them are two fountains flowing. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? In both of them are two pairs of every fruit. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Reclining on beds, the inner coverings of which are of silk brocade, and the fruits of the two gardens shall be within reach. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? In them shall be those who restrained their eyes. Before them neither man nor jinni shall have touched them. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? As though they were rubies and pearls. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Is the reward of goodness aught but goodness? Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? And besides these two are two other gardens. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Both inclining to blackness. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? In both of them are two springs gushing forth. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? In both are fruits and palms and pomegranates. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? In them are goodly things, beautiful ones. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Pure ones confined to the pavilions. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Man has not touched them before them, nor jinni. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Reclining on green cushions and beautiful carpets. Which then of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Blessed be the name of your Lord, the Lord of glory and honor. Surah 56. The Great Event. Al-Waqi'ah. 96 verses. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. When the great event comes to pass, there is no belying its coming to pass, abasing one party, exalting the other. When the earth shall be shaken with a severe shaking, and the mountains shall be made to crumble with an awful crumbling, so that they shall be as scattered dust. And you shall be three sorts. Then, as to the companions of the right hand, how happy are the companions of the right hand. And as to the companions of the left hand, how wretched are the companions of the left hand. And the foremost are the foremost. These are they who are drawn nigh to Allah in the gardens of bliss, a numerous company from among the first, and a few from among the latter, on thrones decorated, reclining on them facing one another. Round about them shall go youths, never altering in age, with goblets and ewers and a cup of pure drink. They shall not be affected with headache thereby, nor shall they get exhausted. And fruits such as they choose, and the flesh of fowl such as they desire. and pure, beautiful ones, the like of the hidden pearls, a reward for what they used to do. They shall not hear therein vain or sinful discourse, except the word peace, peace. And the companions of the right hand, how happy are the companions of the right hand, amid thornless lote trees, and banana trees with fruits, one above another, and extended shade, and water flowing constantly, and abundant fruit, neither intercepted nor forbidden, and exalted thrones. Surely we have made them to grow into a new growth. Then we have made them virgins, loving equals in age. For the sake of the companions of the right hand, a numerous company from among the first, and a numerous company from among the last. And those of the left hand, how wretched are those of the left hand, in hot wind and boiling water, and the shade of black smoke, neither cool nor honorable. Surely they were before that made to live in ease and plenty, and they persisted in the great violation. And they used to say, What? When we die and have become dust and bones, shall we then indeed be raised? Or our fathers of yore? Say, the first and the last shall most surely be gathered together for the appointed hour of a known day. Then shall you, O you who err and call it a lie, most surely eat of a tree of zaqqum, and fill your bellies with it. Then drink over it of boiling water, and drink as drinks the thirsty camel. This is their entertainment on the day of requital. We have created you, why do you not then assent? Have you considered the seed? Is it you that create it, or are we the creators? We have ordained death among you, and we are not to be overcome, in order that we may bring in your place the likes of you, and make you grow into what you know not. And certainly you know the first growth. Why do you not then mind? Have you considered what you sow? Is it that you cause it to grow, or are we the causers of growth? If we pleased, we should have certainly made it broken down into pieces. Then would you begin to lament. Surely we are burdened with debt. Nay, we are deprived. Have you considered the water which you drink? Is it you that send it down from the clouds, or are we the senders? If we pleased, we would have made it salty. Why do you not then give thanks? Have you considered the fire which you strike? Is it you that produce the trees for it, or are we the producers? We have made it a reminder and an advantage for the wayfarers of the desert. Therefore, glorify the name of your Lord, the Great. But nay, I swear by the falling of stars, and most surely it is a very great oath, if you only knew. Most surely it is an honored Qur'an, in a book that is protected. None shall touch it save the purified ones. A revelation by the Lord of the worlds. Do you then hold this announcement in contempt? And to give it the lie, you make your means of subsistence. Why is it not then that when it, soul, comes up to the throat, and you at that time look on, and we are nearer to it than you, but you do not see, then why is it not, if you are not held under authority, that you send it not back, if you are truthful? Then, if he is one of those drawn nigh to Allah, then happiness and bounty and a garden of bliss. And if he is one of those on the right hand, then peace to you from those on the right hand. And if he is one of the rejectors, the erring ones, he shall have an entertainment of boiling water, and burning in hell. Most surely this is a certain truth. Therefore, glorify the name of your Lord, the Great. Surah 62. The Kingdom, Al-Mulk, 30 verses. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Blessed is he in whose hand is the kingdom, and he has power over all things, who created death and life that he may try you, which of you is best in deeds. And he is the Mighty, the Forgiving, who created the 7 heavens one above another. You see no incongruity in the creation of the Beneficent God. Then look again. Can you see any disorder? Then turn back the eye again and again. Your look shall come back to you confused while it is fatigued. And certainly we have adorned this lower heaven with lamps, and we have made these missiles for the shaitans, and we have prepared for them the chastisement of burning. And for those who disbelieve in their Lord is the punishment of hell, and evil is the resort. When they shall be cast therein, they shall hear a loud moaning of it as it heaves, almost bursting for fury. Whenever a group is cast into it, its keeper shall ask them, "Did there not come to you a warner?" They shall say, "Yea, indeed there came to us a warner, but we rejected him, and said, Allah has not revealed anything. You are only in great error." And they shall say, "Had we but listened or pondered, we should not have been among the inmates of the burning fire." So they shall acknowledge their sins, but far will be forgiveness from the inmates of the burning fire. As for those who fear their Lord in secret, they shall surely have forgiveness and a great reward. And conceal your word or manifest it. Surely he is cognizant of what is in the hearts. Does he not know who created? And he is the knower of the subtleties, the aware. He it is who made the earth smooth for you. Therefore go about in the spacious sides thereof, and eat of his sustenance, and to him is the return after death. Are you secure of those in the heaven that he should not make the earth to swallow you up? Then lo, it shall be in a state of commotion. Or are you secure of those in the heaven that he should not send down upon you a punishment? Then shall you know how was my warning. And certainly those before them rejected the truth. Then how was my disapproval? Have they not seen the birds above them expanding their wings and contracting them? What is it that withholds them save the beneficent God? Surely He sees everything. Or who is it that will be a host for you to assist you besides the beneficent God? The unbelievers are only in deception. Or who is it that will give you sustenance if He should withhold His sustenance? Nay, they persist in disdain and aversion. What? Is he who goes prone upon his face better guided, or he who walks upright upon a straight path? Say, He it is who brought you into being and made for you the ears and the eyes and the hearts. Little is it that you give thanks. Say, He it is who multiplied you in the earth, and to Him you shall be gathered. And they say, when shall this threat be executed, if you are truthful? Say, the knowledge thereof is only with Allah, and I am only a plain warner. But when they shall see it nigh, the faces of those who disbelieve shall be sorry, and it shall be said, this is that which you used to call for. Say, have you considered if Allah should destroy me and those with me? Rather, He will have mercy on us. Yet, who will protect the unbelievers from a painful punishment? Say, He is the beneficent God. We believe in Him, and on Him do we rely. So you shall come to know who it is that is in clear error. Say, have you considered if your water should go down? Who is it then that will bring you flowing water? Surah 73, the wrapped up, Al-Muzammil, 20 verses. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. O you who have wrapped up in your garments, rise to pray in the night, except a little, half of it, or lessen it a little, or add to it, and recite the Qur'an as it ought to be recited. Surely we will make too light upon you a weighty word. Surely the rising by night is the firmest way to tread, and the best corrective of speech. Surely you have in the daytime a long occupation, and remember the name of your Lord, and devote yourself to Him with exclusive devotion, the Lord of the East and the West. There is no God but He. Therefore, take Him for a protector, and bear patiently what they say, and avoid them with a becoming avoidance. And leave me and the rejectors, the possessors of ease and plenty, and respite them a little. Surely, with us are heavy fetters, and a flaming fire, and food that chokes, and a painful punishment. On the day when the earth and the mountains shall quake, and the mountains shall become as heaps of sand let loose. Surely, we have sent to you an apostle, a witness against you, as we sent an apostle to Fir'aun. But Fir'aun disobeyed the apostle, so we laid on him a violent hold. How then will you guard yourselves if you disbelieve? On the day which shall make children gray-headed, the heaven shall rend asunder thereby. His promise is ever brought to fulfillment. Surely this is a reminder. Then let him who will take the way to his Lord. Surely your Lord knows that you pass in prayer nearly 2/3 of the night, and sometimes half of it, and sometimes a third of it, and also a party of those with you. And Allah measures the night and the day. He knows that you are not able to do it. So He has turned to you mercifully. Therefore, read what is easy of the Qur'an. He knows that there must be among you sick, and others who travel in the land, seeking of the bounty of Allah, and others who fight in Allah's way. Therefore, read as much of it as is easy to you, and keep up prayer, and pay the poor rate, and offer to Allah a goodly gift. And whatever of good you send on beforehand for yourselves, you will find it with Allah. That is the best and greatest in reward. And ask forgiveness of Allah. Surely, Allah is forgiving, merciful.